So I found this EDC organizer that has a really interesting look to it. When I first saw this hide and drink organizer, it reminded me of an army surplus item. It has a really neat vintage style to it. It's a waxed canvas material trimmed in leather. So the wax is supposed to keep the water out, but also gives it that nice vintage feel to it. And one of the neat things about an organizer this size, you can carry it just like a wallet. It's about 4 by 6 inches, so it'll fit in most pockets with ease. I like this large zipper pocket because it takes up this whole side and you can throw the bigger items in there. It'll hold lots of cards or cash, and it's a perfect place to keep loose change. The zipper pocket uses every bit of space from edge to edge. It has a really nice thick piece of leather stitched onto the zipper, so it's easy to grab and it feels really good in your fingers. You have so many options with these large zipper pockets. So my tiny little CRKT knife, it won't fit on the other side in any of the slots, but it will fit in the zipper pocket, which is nice because it's really a tiny knife. It's just the sheath that makes it a little bit oversized. So it's nice to have this open pocket where I have lots of options. One thing I've noticed about this organizer is the zipper pocket's a lot more flexible than others. This one really stretches so you can fit lots of items in here. The slender pocket on the side is perfect for an EDC pin. So I got this solid brass Smother Pro pin to use with my belt organizer, and I really wanted to carry it. Unfortunately, it was a little too long for the belt organizer, but I think it'll work perfect with this one. I think over time the brass will tarnish, and it'll look really cool with this vintage organizer. I like how this pin has a really solid clip. It has a really generous opening here on the edge. Helps it slide into your organizer or in your pocket. The heaviness of this pin makes it feel like a really quality tool. This is such a neat little grip pattern. It reminds me of an old school grenade. If you like to fidget around with knives and gear, you're really going to like this type of pin. They call this a bolt action pin. It's really neat because you can sit there and just open it and close it. It has a really interesting feel to it. It kind of reminds you of a firearm. This bolt action clicker is really fun to mess around with. It gives the pin a real industrial classic look. The center slot has more than enough room to fit my Gerber utility knife. So the blade's easily replaced by just removing this one little screw. The finish on this knife is really smooth. It feels really good to the touch. The smooth finish makes it really easy to slide into your pocket or into your organizer. So I can almost flip the blade open by catching my thumb on this little screw, but the knife's so small it's kind of hard to do that. I think with a little practice maybe I can be able to flip it open, but it's just kind of hard because this thing is so small. So this little knife is really thin, so it works great in your pocket and also works great in one of these little pocket organizers. It doesn't take up much room and it's not going to crowd your other gear. The shortest side pocket is perfect for a really small EDC tool. My little Olight i3T is perfect for this little slot. This little light makes 180 lumens with one AAA battery. I got the Desert Tan version with a double helix knurling grip. There's also other grips and colors available. There's a beautiful blue color available in this light. There's also a carbon fiber and also a black version. The i3T is such a great option for EDC. It's very compact and it's extremely affordable. I'm using this really deep, wide pocket from my Write and Read notebook. This pocket really has a generous amount of room. I'm just showing you here I can almost get my whole hand in here. Just to show you guys how much room is in this pocket, I can put items on top of the notebook. If you've got another flashlight or another knife that's kind of bulky, you can actually fit right on top of your notebook if that's what you want to carry right here. I really like carrying these Write and Read notebooks in these organizers. They're really small and compact and they're really thin. And they're really flexible. These notebooks are even small enough to fit in the zipper pocket. These subtle grid lines are a nice feature for sketching and organizing your ideas. I like to carry a money clip in these type of organizers. That way my cash and cards aren't loose inside. I found this widget card size multi-tool. It has over 40 built-in tools, plus a built-in money clip. There's a lot of tools built into this little widget, but I think my favorites are the mini ruler, the dividers, and the bottle opener. I do enjoy doing DIY projects and I like to doodle and things like that, so I think these dividers will come in really handy. It's just something I'm going to play around with and use once in a while. It's just a little tool that helps you draw circles. It's nothing fancy. There's just a few little options here, but I think it's kind of a cool thing to have. So when it comes time to change the blade on my little utility knife, this little widget has this little screwdriver feature on the corner, and I can use this to back that little screw out and change that blade. I think that's kind of a neat little idea. I'm just going to keep this little tool in my organizer. And those two items can stay together, and that way if it ever comes up, I can change it, no problem. So the little money clip can pop off if you want it to. That way this thing will fit down inside of a traditional wallet credit card slot. Hey, if you guys want to build a kit like this, I'm going to put links down in the description of my video for all the items you see here.